Welcome to Private Money Secrets. I'm Keith Yackey and I'm your host, and all we talk about here is private money, real estate, and some other fun stuff. Grab your favorite beverage. Let's dive in. You might be thinking to yourself, Keith, how in the world do I make relationships with people with actual money? Well, first and foremost, you've got to understand a couple of things. Number one, people who make money like to talk about money. There is going to be a temptation if you're new in this game, or if you don't have a lot of money, or you don't have a lot of money compared to the people you're talking to, that you're not allowed to talk around people who have money. I remember I used to feel that way. And in fact, it held me back quite a bit. It was a limiting belief. It was a story in my own head. It was something that, quote unquote, made sense to me. And by the way, all of your limiting beliefs in your head of what you can and can't do, what you should and shouldn't say, what you can and cannot talk about with people is all in your own head. And a lot of times, guess what? It's wrong. Yeah. You might be thinking it's wrong to want to have a relationship with somebody. It's wrong to want to build a relationship with somebody if you want something from them. That's the most stupid, crazy story I've ever heard. And guess what? 99% of people I know believe it. But it's the exact opposite of right. Could you imagine if I went and told you black was white and white was black and everybody believed it? That's the same level of insanity and craziness about relationships and wanting something from them. Of course you fucking want something from a relationship. Why the hell would you get into one? Duh. Let me give you an example. When I saw my wife for the very first time, I wanted something from her. I wanted a lot of things from her. First, I wanted her attention. Then I wanted her affection. Then I wanted to get naked with her. And then I wanted to live happily ever after with her, have a kid or two with her. I wanted to go to the movies with her. I wanted her to hold my hand. I wanted her to rub my back. I wanted her to whisper sweet nothings in my ear. I wanted her to look into my eyes, and I wanted to feel like I was basically God in the flesh to her. Of course, these are all things that men want from women, and women, we could flip the script on you and say there's things you want from men. I won't go there. You fill in the blank. Dare I say a bit of that vitamin D. I just left you guys a pause break to laugh at that one. Now, of course you want something going into a relationship. Most people are afraid to say that. No, I don't want anything. Well, then why are you here? Well, because secretly I want something. Okay, cool. Well, let's get rid of the secrets. And let's be honest. Of course you want something. I wanted something from my wife, but I also knew that I was going to give her something amazing. Now, that's not the name of one of my body parts. Something amazing. Although that would be very clever. No. I knew I was going to give her a lot of laughs. I knew I was going to give her security and making her believe that she's the most beautiful one on the face of the planet to me. I knew I was going to give her a really, really good time in this life because I have a lot of really cool, fun things in my life. And if she was a part of this life with me, life would be freaking amazing for her. See, we have been duped into thinking it's bad to want things or want something from a relationship, when in truth, reality, we already all know you want something. The question really is, are you going to give something in exchange for what you want? And will it be as valuable or more valuable? That's the question. Be intentional, want something, but also be valuable. It's the second side of the coin. If all you want is something, if all you are is intentional and strategic to get something, then you are a taker. You will not last long in any relationship, raising private money or otherwise. The reason why it's so easy for me to raise a lot of money is because I have great relationships with people who have what I need, money to do deals. But I've taken a very specific approach to building relationships, and I've thrown out all the horse shit that everybody else talks about. And I've brought it down to the real of what has made me one of the most connected human beings on planet Earth in any industry I go to in a very short amount of time. With this thing of I am very strategic, I'm very intentional, and I'm very generous. Yeah, it's that third one that makes the first two not only acceptable, but desired. My guess is you probably haven't heard a lot of this stuff talked about in this way, especially naming my man part something amazing. No, I'm kidding. But the truth is, there's a very good chance you have not heard relationships talked about this way, and yet it is the only way to really truly go about it and have somebody trust you, respect you, and want to do business with you. It's okay to be intentional. It's okay to be strategic, because you know that when they open up that gift of the relationship with you, it's the gift that keeps on giving. If you're afraid to meet somebody, you're afraid to be intentional, you're afraid to go out of your way to meet somebody, it's most likely because you don't value yourself that much. Well, wow, here goes Keith and his mindset jargon again. Well, hell yeah, because I know it's what made me successful. This is my podcast. I get to tell you what I believe is the truth. You can go listen to all these other, foo-foo fairy, unicorn shit and cupcake, rainbow cupcakes. But the truth of the matter is, it's great to be intentional. It's great to be strategic. It's great to want something, as long as you give something of equal or greater, and preferably way greater value. Yeah, when I saw my wife, I wanted her for all sorts of reasons. Pleasurable reasons, strategic reasons, fun reasons, ego reasons. But I also know that the value I gave her would far exceed the value she gave me. And it's the same way I approach every relationship. Now, she approaches her relationship with me in the exact same way. So who can give more value to each other in a relationship? Well, I'm not sure that we're really keeping track or keeping count, but the attitude is, or the point of the matter is having the attitude that says, I'm going to show up and I'm going to give like crazy. I'm going to make this person's life easier, better, funnier, more pleasurable, more contemplative. Maybe, there's a lot of ways you can add value to people, and it's not about just sending them a whiskey decanter with their logo on it, although those are cool, and I've gotten those. The truth of the matter is this: people don't understand relationships. Now, that's a bold statement that's actually not true. People do understand relationships. I don't think people understand relationships as well as they should, and they don't know how to leverage them as well as they could. And for that reason, I've actually created a course on how to get better at this. And I want to be able to offer it to you because I know it will help you change your life in a major way. Keith, are you trying to sell me on something right now? Fuck yeah, I am. Let me tell you why. I'm trying to sell you something on every one of these podcasts. I'm trying to sell you on believing in yourself more. I'm trying to sell you that you can actually do this thing that you're so desperately wanting to do. I'm trying to sell you that you don't need to work a job for somebody else and you can go create your own future. I'm trying to sell you the most amazing course on relationships that you'll ever listen to, watch, purchase, invest in, and it will radically change your life for the rest of your existence here on human Earth. I meant planet Earth, not human Earth. So you're like, Keith, how do I get that? Well, just go to www.relations. I can't even say the URL. That's how brilliant I am. Go to www.relationships relationshipsthatpay.com. Relationshipsthatpay.com. Enter your email, dive in. It's the least inexpensive course of anything I've ever sold. And if you end up purchasing it now before the end of the year, you get a live free 1 day with me and my business partner, Bradley, who I created this course with. There's nothing like it. And I want you to mark my words right now. This will be the next chicken soup for the soul type thing. Our goal is simple. That when the word relationships that pay, or the word business relationships come up, you think of Keith, Yackey, and Bradley. Not because we're handsome, that might be true, but because we have shared with the world stuff that nobody else is talking about. Be strategic. Want something. It's okay. But you better show up with a load of gifts if you want to exchange it for a relationship with that person. So go to relationshipsthatpay.com. Very simple. Put in your email, and we'll take it from there. This is just a snippet of what's to come. All right? You heard it here first. You heard it. The realness from me. You can want relationships, and you can strategically and proactively and aggressively go after them. But you better be like the three wise men when they showed up at the manger in Bethlehem on that day. You better bring some gifts if you want to hang. All right, so if you're wanting to learn how to raise more private money, go to www.privatemoneypro.com, www.privatemoneypro.com, where I can show you how to be a private money pro. Take care and go rock it.